The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Chapter 1. This is where my journey began. Allow me to introduce myself. Hi, Huckleberry Finn here, Huck for short. You don't know about me without you have read a book by the name of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. But that ain't no matter. Mr. Mark Twain, he told the truth mainly, with a few stretchers, but not Widow Douglas. She always told the truth. That widow over there, she trying to civilize me, but I don't care. Her and Miss Watson are trying to teach me to religion or something like that. The Widow Douglas, she took me for her son and allowed she would civilize me. She taught me how to crack an egg the proper way. Widow Douglas showed me how to sip tea without acting a fool. It was rough living in the house all the time, considering how dismal, regular, and decent the widow was in all her ways, and so when I couldn't stand it no longer, I lit out. Widow cried over me and called me a poor lost lamb. She called me a lot of other names too, but she never meant no harm by it. She put me in them new clothes again, fixed my collar and such. But I weren't too happy about it. I couldn't do nothing but sweat and feel all cramped up. I was about ready to change into my old clothes. The widow would make a noise for supper, and you had to come to time. When you got to the table, you couldn't go right to eating, but you had to wait for the widow to tuck down her head and grumble a little over the victuals. Pretty soon, I wanted to smoke and asked the widow to let me, but she wouldn't. She said it was a mean practice and wasn't clean, and I must try not to do it anymore. That is just the way with some people. They get down on a thing when they don't know nothing about it. And she took snuff too. Of course, that was all right because she done it herself. The widow's sister, Miss Watson, came to live with her. She was a tolerable old maid. She was slim and wore goggles. Come on now, Huck, dinner's over. Gotta go do your prayer readings with Miss Watson.
Now let's proceed with the lesson. Let's talk about Moses.
Who's Moses?
You don't know who Moses is, boy?
Oh, is that that man down there at the farm?
Moses been dead a long time, boy.
I don't take no stock in dead people.
What? Now may we please proceed on to the lesson. Now, Moses was a very kind, generous man who helped. So the first 10 commandments were discovered by Huckleberry Finn. Can you please pay attention?
She took a set at me now with a spelling book. She worked me middlin' hard for about an hour, and then the widow made her ease up. I couldn't stood it much longer, and then I got fidgety.
Don't put your feet up there, Huckleberry. Ha! Put the book like this, Huckleberry. Ha! Don't scrunch up like that, Huckleberry. Sit up straight. Ha! Don't do that, Huckleberry. Ha! What are you doing there, Huckleberry? Get out! Ha! Don't cough like that, Huckleberry. Like this. Why don't you try to behave, Huck? Or else you go to the bad place.
All I wanted was to go somewhere. All I wanted was a change. I weren't particular. I just wanted a change of scenery.
Don't you want to go to the good place, Huck? Where there's music and harps and forever lasting love?
In the end, I known their intentions were good. But I learned that I didn't need no civilization. I might go to hell, but I followed my heart.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper and Mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama.
Hey, can we finish so I can take it off, please? I hate this wig. Okay. Why would he be reading Siddhartha? Siddhartha.
A generous man who gave a
Moses. Yeah!
It's still recording.
Make me teaching me.